Hey love bugs, this is Roslynn back at you one more again. I hope everybody is doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs, my grown extended beautiful family, as always, thank you so much for the love and support. It is truly appreciated. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell at the bottom so you know when your girl's about to upload her next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line. I would love to know, where you're watching it from, or even your insights or replies or remarks that you have. Either you disagree or you agree, it doesn't matter. As long as you're interacting, you're getting to know me as I'm getting to know you. Anybody who's going through to get to, you pray to God or whoever you pray to, there may be something you're trying to overcome or different things you hope you see the light in or you persevere in. Whatever you're needing, I'm sending it towards your way. Anything that is coming from anything that's opposite from God and applying towards others' growth as well as myself, that's the only thing we're accepting. Okay? Anything else is returned to sender and rebuked in the name of God. And the video I'm doing today is called Twin Flame 101. Heyokas, you're a spiritual beast that cannot be tamed. I mean, it is just like you're becoming this person that the earth is just going to have to get prepared for. If you've been, I've been on my grind, I've been on my hustle, I had to make a lot of sacrifices and choices that killed me to do. But, I understand it had to be done. If I wanted to go further in life, if I wanted to achieve in life, there will be different things that I was just guided to intuitively. There's heavy in divine intervention that's taking place, and it's just like we're all being strongly guided towards things that's taking place into our life where, I'm hearing heavy. God wants you to be able to control your mood and your attitude. Wherever he's sending you to, he wants you to be able to control your mood and your attitude. I don't know why. I just felt like I had to say that, but it was like somebody needed to hear that. Wherever you are going, whatever your life is unfolding, unfolding for you is preparing you for something greater. So maybe you are a person that would be quick at the mouth. It was just like, going tit for tat. Or if somebody, you see somebody throwing shade or people trying to be nice to you, being passive aggressive, different stuff like that. You get tested a lot of ways, and this is at that point where your experience is going to tell you you're going to have the ultimate power over how to use logic and when to take your feelings out of certain things. This is the reason why you had to go through stuff where it just seemed like every time you turn around, it was like you were always drawn into some drama, whether it was something you may have said and then by the time it got to somebody else, it was totally something you didn't say, or you're always brought into some drama, or somebody's always bringing stuff your way. Then it'll be at that time where you had to go through certain things like that, or you had more challenges than than your fair share. You went through ultimate pain, and where it's just like what you went through and what you're going through should have broke you. You shouldn't still be here. It's like you're a trap, you're a conundrum, and you are a plot twist. And it's just like you're a spiritual assassin. You're handing out dharma and karma all over the place. You're a spiritual assassin, in the ultimate way. But you had to be able to go through some real, like, trickster stuff. You really had to go through it. It's like if you're a warrior, you about to put a hardcore meaning to that. It's going to be you on top of everything else. It's like whatever you went through, it's like this is not something just anybody can go through. Like, you had to really go through stuff, because there's a lot of things that will make you feel like you're weak, or make you feel like, I don't have it in me, and a lot of times we gotta press pause. We really do, because there's so many different things to take in our life, and it's a human reaction. We're human beings, we're spiritual, we're spirits, but we're having human emotions. There will be different days where you don't want to lose at anything, but you can't always win everything either. There are certain things you got to walk away from, and certain things you need to hold on tight to. You know, certain things is like you may be praying for to keep in your life, and God trying to tear this apart because he got something so much better for you. You know, we pray for, you know, to our job to get better, or me to get some more, you know, you to get some more money at this job or whatever. And this is like something that is just like, you're miserable every time you go in, you know. And I've been at jobs like that where I had to self-medicate just to be there at times, you know. And it had to be at that point, like, I understand you got bills and stuff to pay, but there's a lot of situations God will personally keep you in just so, you know, hey, I got something better for you, but I needed you to go through this and see when you gonna have enough. You know, you going through different things. Because it's like, even when I was a person that kept to myself, you know, I spoke when I needed to, you know, I was seen, but there was a lot of times I wasn't heard. You know, I would have all this different type of stuff where I, you know, if I was the new person there, or if I didn't talk a certain way, you know, because I'm in the South and I don't talk like people in the South. They're like, where are you from? I'm from everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I was a military brat, so I didn't stay too many different places and long for me to be able to say where I'm from, because it's like I didn't stay there long. You know, I'm from everywhere. If, you know, you are Army brat or you been in the military, you know. You know, so there'll be different changes you had to be able to go through where, you know, you gonna have your strength. You know, don't be wearing your heart on your sleeve. Like, God really put you through the trenches. You had to really go through. And this is what made you beastly. Okay, it's just like, you know, I see Venom. When I see, if anybody know the movie Venom, I was like, you know, I wasn't into Marvel, but it's like, I love Venom. I love, you know, Madam Web and stuff like that, you know, and it's just like, if it's drawing me to it, I knew there was a subliminal that was, you know, connecting with me in some kind of way that triggered amongst myself. You know, there's a lot of times that things feel familiar, but yet there is strange ways, like, how do I know how to do this? Or so, why am I so comfortable in this? I wasn't like this before. You're becoming that new you that is, it's not new. This is like the ancient you, but this is that one that went through so many upgrades, that surpassed a lot of things that you and your parallel selves wouldn't been able to do at different timelines. Because it's like, I feel like the parallel self of us, you know, we're all going through these different things, and it's like, in some kind of weird way, it's like our from different parallel universes that we all have a twin. You know, we all have a mimic, or whatever you want to call it, and it is just that person, and it's just like it's like that life is bleeding into this life. It's like, anybody seen the movie The One? You know, Jet Li had many different, you know, scenarios that was going on in his life, and he's trying to figure out what the hell is going on here. It was like a mind trip, you know, mind theory, you know, that was going on, and you really just trying to understand it. It's like that when you look at it. It's like, it's life imitating art, imitating life. There's a lot of things that we're doing that are shadow selves. Like, a lot of times, you know, you may go through a grief process that felt like a part of you was dying. You never know. Your parallel self in another dimension probably has passed away, and it has met the ultimate, like, they came here and they did their business. Now it's like their essence is still in you for the things that you may have not achieved yet, and you're heading towards that way. And you had to really go through things that was like it was gutter. You know, anybody know, you from the East Coast, you know, it's like, oh, that's straight gutter. Either you just tore that mess up and you ate it up and didn't leave crumbs. You know how everybody say that now? It's like, Dad, you ate that mess up. I mean, you licked the plate with that. And that's what you're doing on this. You're becoming a person where maybe, you know, your character has been, you know, ripped to shreds. Now it's just like, you know, you had to be at that type, like, people made an image of you, or they put you in certain situations where they know that was a whole lie, but they had to put you in a certain situation that it didn't contradict what they were saying about you, or certain things like that, or you were being able to see in a certain way. But then it was just like, you know, when, you know, you had to be in situations where you let truth come out. And it's just like with me, I, you know, don't like talking about certain things in my life, but if it's just like, I know there's a lot of people that are dealing with certain things where, you know, you're being watched heavy. You know, there's a lot of monitoring spirits. There's a lot of different things that happen, like, you know, you may have a fly, you know, that's following you around, like that one daggone fly or that one net. It's just, you know, I've had that the other day when I was doing a video, and I was just like, we're not doing this today. You know, where you're being heavily watched because people are, you know, you don't realize how people are admiring you. Like, you know, we set this situation up that is your growth. As soon as I try to say that, you know, it's like somebody don't want me to say that, but you know, hey, you ain't messing with my throat chakra. But I was like a spiritual hiccup. Like, you know, you're you know, these situations was for you to be able to do that. It's like you're a spiritual guinea pig, and I used to tell God, stop making me your spiritual guinea pig. That's what you are. Basically, I think it is, you know. It's like, you may have a different interpretation, but you had to go through things, you know, and it was just like, either you can be the test dummy, or you can be this one that just evolves into like a golden child or something like that, you know. I mean, it's like you got these goddess and God like complex. You know, not complex, but we have that energy. I don't want to say a complex because that's like kind of narrative, and I ain't trying to do that. But it's like all of us are God and goddesses with amnesia. You couldn't remember, you know, all the strength you had, all the knowledge you had, all the growth. Like, I mean, you got so much crammed in your head, it will outshine the, you know, anything that has been placed on this earth to be able to symbolize some kind of symbolism about how earth is. You don't realize it. All this stuff, it was crammed into your mind, but it had to be cased around trauma, hardship, neglect, abandonment, some kind of, you know, use with the AB on the, you know, on the front of it. You had to be able to go through certain circumstances. Or a lot of times, you know, where I very rarely meet, you know, people that didn't have all those hardships. You actually had people that, you know, you had the funds, you had the resources, you had the stocks, you had all this to where you did not know, you know, you're at that level, like, hey, you're a Heyoka or whatever, you're a spiritual, you know, you're a spiritual warrior of this, that, and the third, and you didn't have to go through that hardship. This was like, everything was just handed to you in a type of way. And it's just like, I always want to stay in touch with people like that. I'm like, how is it, you know, how is it going? Is things getting better? Or, you know, is things expanding for you? You know, because I'm always so used to dealing with somebody who has issues like I have, whether you had maybe had substance abuse, or you were around it where, you know, you were exposed to that as growing up, or you were in and out of foster homes, or you were adopted, or you had that Cinderella syndrome where you're going through life where there's a lot of children, you know, that, you know, I even still try to understand that, where there's like a group of children that can be born in the same family, but it'll just have that one that goes through the hardship. Like, they will pick that one and put that one person through, you know, agony. Some of us, we thrive and survive off of that, or some of us become, you know, statistics in the prison system because of the hardships, or it creates something, you know, you never expected could, but God knew exactly what his plan was for you in life, and he wanted you to be like that. You know, it was like people made you the villain, you know, because it was just like, we can't allow this person to, you know, get that treatment, or being acknowledged, or being favored, or being loved, or being cared for, or, you know, even supported. You know, I need this, or this person is like, you need to hear that person. They're so loving, you know, their geographical just is just outstanding, you know. Just, there'll be so many different things that will be said that you will attract the balance of good and negative. You know, these are different things that's in life that teaches us, it grows us, you know, all that stuff, where you become the villain. You know, somebody created a monster. Now you got a beast where they can't even control. You know, you may have been in a situation where everybody put you in a situation where you had to be by yourself. You had to feel like you weren't loved, you weren't cared for, you're not supported, all those different things. But not realizing when you got put in isolation, but it was, you know, God's way of putting you in solitude, so you can become your own best friend. I was the type of person where I felt like, I mean, I was open to, any kind of energy. And that's not healthy for us to do, when you're letting all kind of energy in. And then I'm wondering why my life is jacked up, because I wasn't paying attention to the signs. I didn't know the signs. I didn't know what to look for, because I dealt with a lot of hardship in my life. So that's what I thought it was about. Anybody has somebody normal, loving, and this and this. I had that from my mom and dad. But when it got to that point of me knowing myself, and I started emulating something that was triggering to my mom's husband, then I started going through the line of mistreatment and stuff like that. So it was like my life has changed in so many different ways. And even if the stuff that was really painful, or how somebody did me a certain kind of way, I won't regret it. I just don't regret it, because it allowed me to heal in ways I never thought I would. Being able to accept and adapt. Like, I can change with my environment. It's like you're being a chameleon. Like, you be seen when you choose to be seen. You're not explaining yourself to nobody. You stand in your ground. You stay in your truth. You're not watering yourself down. You're not dimming your light. You're not allowing somebody to make you feel small, or make you feel like, your dreams can't ever come true. And I have to remind myself, you didn't come to this world to be abused, to be down talked to, and, just treated like you don't matter, giving people things that they're not giving you. It's just like it's a take situation, and you're just giving, and it's not being reciprocated. But then you had to go through those situations, because it made you love yourself more. It's like, okay, I tried. I wanted to be that person where I wanted to make relationships I really wanted to stay in connection with work. But then when you start noticing, you'll notice that somebody's up and up with you, and saying, yeah, they're making that effort to try. So y'all relationship becomes stronger. You had to probably go through many different cycles of seasons. You had to be in the hardship of connections with when things got bad, or when things was really good, or when you were heavy in doubt, or you were just straight up optimistic. You're creating this character about yourself, and it's becoming very solid. And it's just like, when you become solid with yourself, and your mind is what's going to get you there. Your mindset is what's going to get you there. Your dedication to growing and evolving and doing things with the right intentions, showing gratitude, appreciating even your setbacks as well as your ultimate wins, your downfall as well as your heavy comeback, or your massive glow up. You needed all these different things to create a person. Like, you can't tame this person. It's like, you may be in that person where you can be easily manipulated. But now it comes to that point where, you never know, where you just making people feel uncomfortable when you choosing yourself, and you're not willing to hold on to no relationship or connection if it's worth losing yourself for. I've been in situations where I didn't even know who I was anymore, because I was living in misery, trying to make other people happy. That it's like the happiness that they needed or they wanted is something they had to give within. Something I had to give within, because it's like, when I started doing that, even when it hurt me, I started blocking people. I start, I'll be like, nah, and be doing different things. And it's just like, when you come to that point where people gonna wonder why they can't trigger you, or wonder why they can't, put a ripple effect. When you're in that vibe, like, what, more and more every day, I'm gonna allow myself to only communicate and respond to everything that is of value to my life, that's taking me up in life. Nothing that where I feel like is gonna be a trigger, or I see somebody just trying to make me uncomfortable, or they trying to put me in my place for whatever reason they have. You're going through this different situation where the world has to be prepared for you. It has to really be prepared for you. You had to go through the worst of the worst. You may be still trying to find your exit out of the emotional imbalance that has been forced to be placed in your life. Or it may have been a thing where you were downward spiral. I went rock bottom. Even at times it still make me feel like I'm rock bottom, but it's just like, I pick myself up and say, you know what, you are so much stronger than you give yourself credit for. You know the different things that you know of. I mean, it's so much deeper when God and ancestors knows everything that's going on in your life. Things that don't know. You don't know, but you're still making it through. You're still pulling it through. You have your days where you feel some type of way, or you trying to give God gratitude even when you don't feel grateful for the things that He's placing into your life. He had to see where your attitude was when you had nothing, and your attitude when you have everything. You were being picked for certain things because they knew when God put whatever prosperity, abundance, or blessing into your life, He knew whatever He gives you gonna multiply that, and it's not gonna be on your selfish needs. This is gonna be something that is gonna help you, help your legacy, but also help benefit other people. But you had to go through these experiences for you to be able to say, dang, I overcome certain things that I didn't I had the strength to overcome. Or I'm finally out of a storm I never thought was going to end. Or I'm finally living a life that, I never thought I would be able to have, just because the way life was set up for me. But these are the different things that was set up for you to overcome. It wasn't supposed to be to hinder you. But a lot of times if we're in that mindset, yeah, a lot of things is hindering just because, we trying to figure out point A to point B to point D. And it's just like, God just wants you to have faith with that A. And, He going to see you through everything else. But we have to be able to have faith in that. Stop trying to control different things or be able to make it come at a certain time. I hate hearing divine timing and trust the process. Hell yes. I hate that word. Especially patience. I'm a Taurus, cusp of Gemini. That's not something where you can, no. At least not me. But you go through these different changes is there to excel you. But it's up to you to be able to create that within your balance. And you're going through good intentions, you're doing your stuff pure at heart, and you're not having any, you ain't doing no low vibe and stuff. Good stuff always gonna happen for you. Blessings gonna always happen. Even if it just feels like you're being treated unfairly, you never know how things are going to unfold for you. God changes stuff at the last minute. He knows more about our lives than we do. It's on His understanding, not on ours. So I hope you were able to resonate with the content of this video, y'all. Like I said, if you ever want to feel generous enough to, donate, Cash App is there. If you want to get in touch with me or connect with me on my different social media handles, they're there in the description box as well as below. Go ahead, like, subscribe, drop a line. I would love to hear from you. Give a thumbs up and share. It's always greatly appreciated. So much love. God bless. Shalom. I say peace. And I don't know if I said namaste or not, because I know I only did a few videos back then. So I don't know, but I'm saying it again. Namaste. God bless. I love y'all. Out.